We all love a good celebrity romance story, especially when it's wrapped in glitz, glamour, and a little bit of scandal. But did you know that some of the most iconic female stars in Hollywood actually got married when they were still in their teens, and to much older partners? Yep. Back when tabloids weren't even a thing, these young women were already living lives most people couldn't even imagine. This video is all about 6 female stars who tied the knot with older partners in their teenage years. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates. Let's get started. Priscilla Presley, only 14 when she met Elvis the King. Yes, you read that right. Priscilla Presley was just 14 years old when she first met Elvis Presley, who was 24 at the time. They met in Germany during Elvis's army days, and although many people raised their eyebrows, their connection was intense from the get-go. Priscilla's parents were initially hesitant, but somehow Elvis won them over. They started a long-distance romance until Priscilla moved to Graceland at just 17. By the time she was 21, they tied the knot in Las Vegas. Though the relationship was far from perfect, full of rumors, controlling behavior, and emotional ups and downs, it's one of the most talked about love stories in celebrity history. Priscilla later admitted she felt like she was molded to be the perfect partner for Elvis. Their marriage only lasted 6 years, but she remains an iconic figure tied to one of the most legendary entertainers of all time. Drew Barrymore, married at 19 to a man 12 years older. We all know Drew Barrymore as the bubbly, free-spirited actress who grew up in Hollywood. Literally. By the time she was 19, Drew had already been through more than most adults: rehab, fame, and complete independence. So it might not be surprising that she tied the knot with Jeremy Thomas, a 31-year-old bar owner, just weeks after they met. The marriage? It lasted a whopping 39 days. Drew has since joked about the impulsive decision, saying it was more of a rebellion than a romance. But it's a moment in her life that showed just how chaotic and raw her teenage years were. She was young, wild, and doing whatever she pleased, even if that meant marrying someone over a decade older. While the marriage didn't work out, it was one of those early Hollywood misadventures that made Drew, well, Drew. Courtney Stodden, just 16 when she married 51-year-old Doug Hutchison. This one caused a massive media storm. Courtney Stodden was only 16 when she married actor Doug Hutchison, who was 51 at the time. Yep, a 35-year age gap. And while her parents gave legal consent, the internet and media exploded with criticism. Many saw it as predatory, while others couldn't believe such a relationship was even allowed. Courtney became instantly famous, not for her career, but for being part of one of the most controversial celebrity marriages ever. Over the years, she's spoken out about feeling manipulated and pressured at such a young age. The couple separated and reconciled several times before finally divorcing in 2020. Courtney has since redefined herself and become a vocal advocate for mental health and young women's rights. Her story is a stark reminder of how fame and youth can be dangerously exploited, especially when love and control get blurred. Loretta Lynn, married at 15 to a 21-year-old coal miner. Country music legend Loretta Lynn had already lived an entire lifetime before she even hit her 20s. She got married at just 15 years old to Oliver Doolittle Lynn, who was 21 at the time. He swept her off her feet, and soon after, they moved to Washington State, where she became a young wife and mother almost overnight. Loretta has been very open about the struggles in her marriage, from poverty and infidelity to emotional ups and downs. But despite everything, she credits Doolittle for pushing her to sing and follow her dreams. Their love story was rocky, but it laid the foundation for her incredible music career. Loretta went on to become a trailblazer in country music, writing about real-life issues that women faced. Her life is living proof that even the most humble, early beginnings can lead to extraordinary legacies. Bo Derek, 16, and in love with 30-year-old director John Derek. Bo Derek became a pop culture bombshell in the 70s and 80s, but before all that, she fell in love as a teenager with someone twice her age. Bo was only 16 when she met actor-director John Derek, who was 30 and still married to actress Linda Evans at the time. Yikes. The pair ran off to Europe to avoid legal issues, where their relationship blossomed. By the time she turned 18, John had divorced his wife and married Bo. The relationship lasted until his death in 1998, and Bo often spoke fondly of their life together. However, many critics have pointed out the questionable dynamics of their early romance. While Bo always defended their love, it's hard to ignore the power imbalance and the age gap. Still, their long-lasting marriage is one of the more stable ones on this list, if unconventional. Aaliyah, secret marriage to R. Kelly at just 15. This one is both tragic and controversial. Aaliyah was just 15 years old when she secretly married R. Kelly, who was 27 at the time. The marriage was reportedly forged with fake documents listing her age as 18. It was annulled by her family once it was discovered, but the emotional damage lingered. Aaliyah rarely spoke about it publicly, and R. Kelly faced serious backlash, though the full scope of his predatory behavior wouldn't come to light until much later. Aaliyah went on to become a beloved R&B icon with a career that skyrocketed, only to be tragically cut short by a plane crash at the age of 22. Her early marriage is often brought up in conversations about consent, control, and how young stars can be manipulated in the industry. It's a heartbreaking chapter in an otherwise bright and promising life. Fame, love, and the cost of growing up. Too soon. So, what do all these stories have in common? They show us how fame can fast-track life in ways that aren't always healthy, especially for young girls who are still figuring out who they are. Whether it was Hollywood glamour, family pressure, or emotional vulnerability, these teenage stars ended up in marriages that the rest of us can barely wrap our heads around. While some found lasting love, most faced regret, pain, and a long road to healing. These stories aren't just about celebrity drama, they're cautionary tales about youth, power, and the importance of protecting vulnerable people, especially in the spotlight. In the end, growing up is hard enough without a wedding ring and tabloid headlines. And for these stars, that journey started a little too soon. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up and let me know what other topics you'd like to see covered in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.